Hello and welcome to another doll repainting video on my channel. This is the doll that I created for the goddess swap on Instagram. So I chose an abominable doll and I'm creating a night goddess. I'm removing all her clothes and accessories. And then I'm going to cut off her. For this doll, I'm going for a very monochromatic look. So I'm going to reroot her with blue hair. I removed the head using a hair dryer, and I'm gonna remove all the plugs from the inside using tweezers, but I couldn't soften the glue with the dryer, so I ended up dipping her in hot water anyway. Removing all the factory paint with acetone. Getting into those little cracks on the lips is pretty hard, so I'm going to take a small piece and use my tweezers just to get... And now she's clean and she has a cracked head. Great. So I rerooted her with the blue hair and I'm gonna move on to the face up. I fixed the crack in the head with super glue and I'm gonna start shading her using pastels. I used blue just to give some shadows and some pink for blusher. Also adding in the pink around the eyes. I started with a blue pencil just to get the shape right, and then once I continue layering, I'll go in with the black. I've already added another coat of Mr. Super Clear, so I'm intensifying the colors and going into the eyes. Going darker on the outside and lighter on the inside just to give them dimension. Going in the lips with some brown, and I couldn't decide what lip color I wanted, so I kept going back and forth between pink and red, but then decided to stick with the pink because red was too much with all that blue. Creating the eye crease with some blue, and I want her to have a very dramatic cat eye, so I'm going to create that using the pencils. Now going in with the black, and I was trying to add blue pastel to have that smokiness in the eye, but for some reason it wouldn't catch at all. I'm creating the outside and I'm creating her the eyeliner with some black, and then in the outer corner of the eye I'm going in with the blue and blending the two together slowly, and then some white. Again going in with the black, and here's another layer of Mr. Super Clear. That's why I'm going over this glare again to make it as white as possible. For the between the lips, I went with a little bit of pastel inside and going again with pastel on the eyes to give it that blue smokiness. Highlighting the lips with some white pencil. And I'm going to create the eyebrow. I like creating the line first and then making little lines for hairs, and then adding in there some white to separate the hairs between and make them more 3D and dimensional. And I also like to work around the head, highlighting under her brow bone with a pastel, which is a pencil. Highlighting the lips again and adding a little bit of soft pastel in there just to separate the two lips. Now I'm highlighting the eyes with some acrylic paint, and now we're gonna add glitter, and I mixed two cosmetic glitters, a hollow silver one and a normal silver one with some Liquitex gloss varnish, also adding it on the eyeballs and the lips. And I also added some micro glitter on the lips just to give them a pop of highlight. Then I took a gem glue and I'm going to add the eyelash with the help of my tweezers. but I dabbed it with my finger to take away from the shininess. So I'm going to create a headband for her with some wire. I'm going to cut it, and then I'm going to make small loops, which is what's going to help me pin the headband on her head using pins to make it more stable. I took some polymer clay, blue with some sparkle in it, and I added some liquid polymer clay just to make it softer. I rolled it and then made it flat and covered the wire. Now, while it's baking, I'm going to paint her nails blue. Once it's baked, I took it out, and I thought that using gel nail polish would be a better glue than actual glue to glue on these little gems that are for nail art. And I'm going to put them under the UV lamp to dry them. Once it's finished, I also added some gem stars with, again, the UV gel polish. Dry it under the UV lamp, and then as the UV gel is sticky, you need to go over it with some alcohol. So I'm just going to put it on her head and pin it on, and we're moving on to the clothes. I'm making her a body with some stretchy fabric. Hand sew it together. And I want her décolleté to be open, so I'm cutting it with some scissors. And then I'm going to take confetti stars and I'm going to add them all over the décolleté with some fabric glue. Then I took some glittery fabric. I made it a little bit roughly in the center, and then I sewed it on the body. And I also added around those confetti stars to make a belt, which I didn't film for some reason. Then I took some shoes and I painted them silver with acrylic paint. Used the same glitter that I used on the eyes with Liquitex High Gloss Varnish, and went over the shoes. This will give them sparkle and also seal the paint and help it from cracking. So here's the final doll. I hope you enjoyed, and I will leave my Instagram in the description box below so you can follow me. Thank you so much for watching.